Well, I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out. What a great day here in Yucca Valley. You know, we talk as politicians wanting to accomplish things and build things. And today is truly a great day, at least for myself serving on the board of the MBTA, but also as the mayor of the town of Yucca Valley, to actually accomplish something. You know, when I was talking earlier with Michael Trey, we were thinking back several years ago about when we bought this piece of property. And we went from buying this piece of property to acquiring the funds to building it. And now today, we're going to crack that champagne bottle and christen it, opening it with a beautiful piece of art. And it's just everybody on staff or community, everybody deserves a round of applause for making something happen. A few additional people I'd like to recognize today, and forgive me if I mispronounce some names here. I know that very well. As a last name Lucchino, people mispronounce my name all the time, so I could sympathize. But Diane Morales from Caltrans District 8 is here. Thank you. And if we could hold our applause, let me get down through this list, please. Kevin Kane from VVTA. Martin Galbert from Palos Verdes Transit, Margot Sturgis, Yucca Valley Planning Commissioner, former Mayor Bob Leone, some members of the Public Arts Commission, and anybody else who is I've missed here today. And another person I'd like to thank as well, or the person who has given us this fantastic piece of art. Thank you so much, Mr. Falossi. David Falossi, this piece of art. I know I live down on Yucca Trail on the other end of town here, and each day I pass this, and I guess I'm one of those rubberneckers that keep on checking it out. It's a beautiful piece, and it's again a great day for Yucca Valley. Thank you very much, and God bless to all.
Good job.
My name is David Falossi. I am the sculptor that has created this piece for the Morongo Basin Transit Authority in the town of Yucca Valley. The sculpture is called The Spring, and it's been inspired by the feeling of discovery. And when I came to this town 20 years ago, what I found that inspired me were our wonderful rock formations, the history involving the indigenous Americans in our area, and the animals that we live with regularly. So what I've done here is I've created a sculpture that has an Indian woman shielding her child, and she's sitting at a spring. And the spring would be something that would be very important to our early inhabitants and our early travelers, and they would be going between areas that had water, like the Oasis of Mara and 29 Palms, and Old Woman Springs on Old Woman Springs Road. So here we have this rock outcropping, which is inspired by, and you can see similar rock croppings in the distance in our hills. And what we have here is about a ton of glass, and that is illustrating to me the importance of water in our area and how precious of a commodity it is, and how life in our area really revolves around finding it and preserving it. And on these individual sculptures, there's 6 pieces total. We have different forms emerging out of the rock. I wanted to get the feeling as though you're looking into a rock formation and you see forms that are emerging from the stone. And in this case, we have a woman and her child. On the back, up on top, we have a red-tailed hawk. On the bottom of this piece, we have a cottontail rabbit. And then there are other animals depicted on these other forms. This piece is also carved limestone, and it shows a chuckwalla looking over the front edge of this block, which is a typical thing for a chuckwalla to do. They'll hide on the back side of a large boulder and look at you right over the top, so you barely see the top of their head. This sculpture is of a large coyote reaching up, about to howl, while climbing in a rock outcropping. And these are a real important inhabitant of our desert, and I wanted to show in these sculptures how important they were to us, and also hopefully to encourage people to be respectful of our desert wildlife. What we have here is a enlarged rattlesnake head that I've also carved, and for me these rattlesnakes are just an amazing sculptural creature. Their heads are usually only about 1.25 inches or 2.5 inches around, but they're just amazing if you can get close enough to really study and look at them. I wanted to include the rattlesnake in this sculpture because they've been an important animal for me and my family to avoid. Here we have the desert tortoise hidden in its burrow. It's obviously larger than it would be in real life, but I wanted to make the sculpture large enough so people could see the form and appreciate it. As you can see, it's pulling its head back into its shell and it's hiding in its den. In this sculpture, I have mountain lion footprints and a track left by a rattlesnake. Now, I actually carved this into the stone, but this is what a rattlesnake track will typically look like. It'll push in one direction opposite of the way it wants to go. So what I wanted to do in this piece was show people that this is the kind of thing that we will see on our dirt roads and sandy areas of our washes. And the mountain lions are here living up in the ridges above us. They're reasonably rare, not very many people get to see them. But what you do end up seeing occasionally are the tracks. And I thought that was important to have as part of this sculpture. This has been an exciting and wonderful opportunity for me to be involved in. I'd like to thank the Morongo Basin Transit Authority and its board, the Yucca Valley's Arts Advisory Council, the town of Yucca Valley, and everyone who helped with the engineering as well as the installation and concrete footings and things that without which I couldn't have completed the sculpture.